Australian has won a golf major in the last 12 years. That, of course, is Geoff Ogilvy, and Russ went one-on-one with the 2006 US Open champion.
Geoff, thanks for joining us on PTI, and I didn't know it, but I'm reliably informed that you are a fan of PTI. Maybe not Australia, but a fan of PTI.
I am, yeah. In the States, I watch it all the time. It's probably one of the only shows I can actually watch over there and really enjoy. I don't mind a good argument, and 30 minutes of an organised argument appeals to me.
Wilbon or Kornheiser, who's your favourite? I won't ask you whether it's Kecker or myself, but Wilbon or Kornheiser?
I think Wilbon. I'm more on his side than I am on Kornheiser's side, but they're both quite knowledgeable actually. So sometimes I'm split, but if you push me in a corner, it'd be Wilbon.
We hear these great stories about Tiger Woods' dad giving him a club at age 3 or 4. When did you first hook into golf?
Probably 6 or 7. When I was hitting stuff around the backyard, but I don't think it was quite organised enough to call it golf. But I guess, Dad bought me a little cut-down club, or he cut one of his clubs down or something, and I was using to follow him around the golf course a little bit from about 6 or 7 probably. I mean, I remember being right into it, really, straight away.
So, in this day and age, you can't be like Greg Norman. I think Greg took it up at about 7 around 18 or something. Could you do that in this day and age?
You probably could if you're a freak athlete like Greg, but it doesn't happen as much. I mean, Tiger's changed a lot. I mean, parents are putting golf clubs into their kids' hands pretty young these days, and they're down at the range hitting thousands of balls, and they're young kids. It's a different world. Kids are really good. I mean, there's some 16-year-old golfers around who are so advanced for their age. It's amazing.
Does it scare you a bit that these 16-year-olds they bomb at 300 metres, and you're whatever you are, 30 odd, and you're bombing at less than them?
Yeah, it's incredible how, I mean, every year you think you've seen the longest hitter you can see, and then the next year there's a younger guy hits it even further. Every year. Not really scary, I guess. Golf's a game where power and all that, and that's all fantastic, but every year I feel like I get a bit wiser. Everyone gets a little bit better every year playing golf. There's so much to do with up here, and they might hit the ball better than us in the future, but they've got a while to catch up with the experience, and I'm sure when I'm 40 I'll be better than I am now, so it's not all brawn.
I'm not going to focus too much on the dollars, but it's $4 million a tournament. Are we getting out of hand here at the moment? That's US $4 million a tournament.
Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, I mean, the last 4 tournaments, the FedEx Cup tournaments we play, were $7 million tournaments.
That's US?
That's US, so which at the moment it's actually about the same, isn't it? 90 cents a dollar at the moment. It's just about 1.3 million US for winning. I think last place for making the cut, 70th, was 14,000 US or something, so if you're making the cut, you're not singing for yourself anyway. And
beyond that, I mean, with the endorsements, you're with Puma and Cobra and a few of the others, there's incentives there along the line. I mean, a quality golfer like yourself can just set himself up because of the dollars.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky. I mean, especially in the US. I mean, sport in Australia is actually, in reality, money-wise, sport in the US is just, all of them are just completely out, just
Rodriguez in baseball was
25 million US a year, which is just
a hit.
Yeah, just a swing at the ball. Golf's incredible. I mean, to keep your card on the US Tour this year, 125th is going to be 700,000 US or more. So that's nearly $1 million, and there's a guy going to make 695,000 who's going to lose his job. You know, not many people make 695 and lose their job. So the money is really gone up in the last 10 years, and look, we're just lucky that we get to. I mean, I'm just lucky that I get a piece of some of it.
Away from golf, Geoff Ogilvy, the man, what goes on in your world away from the golf course? You're probably a footy fan still?
I am a footy fan. Over there it's hard. I try to listen to a lot of radio broadcasts on the internet, and you can watch a bit of the replay every now and then on the website.
Team?
Secunda.
Tragic.
Very tragic, but really good signs at the moment actually. Got a great list of players, and the previous board did a great job getting Secunda back into the positive financial side of it. Now they're just going to get the positive football side of it, and it looks pretty good.
Take us back to 2006, the US Open. When did you know, tough question because you didn't know until the final putt went in, but when did you know that you were going to be the US Open champion?
I chipped in on 17 and I thought that's a pretty cool deal. I chipped in on the 71st hole of the US Open whilst in contention. That's a pretty fun deal. And then,
but you weren't thinking it was fun then, you were probably just sweating.
Yeah, it was a pretty nerve-wracking experience. Pretty big deal. But then the 18th hole, I mean, it's all a bit of a blur now, but the last 2 or 3 holes, there's a big build-up, and then the way it finished, it was amazing experience. As I said, it's a blur, but for the most part, it's exciting.
And the fact that we were so desperate for an Aussie to win a major, were you surprised that it was Geoff Ogilvy?
There definitely would have been people who would have been in front of me on the list, I think. Adam, Stewart, I'll probably forget a few. But, I mean, I think I was definitely in the conversation. I think there might have been a couple of people in front of me, but I was in the conversation. Hopefully, we were saying it earlier today, hopefully it fires up guys we can grab a whole swag in the next few years.
Well, there's about 30 on the tour now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting crazy. We're getting more and more up from the nationwide again this year. Australia's starting to make a big mark in golf. It's good.
Geoff, thanks for being a part of PTI Australia. We'll be back with more of PTI straight after this.